Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Can you guys all hear me okay? I appreciate each and every single one of you for coming on here early. I know we might have some West Coast folks over there, and it's probably 7 a.m. for you guys. This is a little bit earlier than what we normally do. This session will be recorded, so if we go a little bit faster than your normal pace, don't worry because you will get a copy of this recorded webinar. First, I just wanted to introduce myself. I am Jordan Lynham, the owner of Lynham Up Media. We are a creative agency based out of Maryland, and we have worked with a lot of brands. Once you start adding it up, it's like, wow, we've actually done quite a big amount of work from people like the owner of Shazam, a lot of real estate companies, a lot of B2B businesses. You name it, we've probably done something inside of that industry. And one thing I want to show you guys before we really dive into this is some of the results that we've gotten with our creative agency. Millions of views on TikTok videos, 9.7 million, 15 million, 3 million. And it goes on to every single platform from Instagram. We've gotten millions of views. Facebook, we've done millions of views, as well as, again, coming back here to TikTok. We've also had some of our clients be reached out by some of the biggest brands, such as Sports Illustrated, one of our sports partners. And we've done a lot of UGC ad videos as well. So partnering with ad agencies, you'll see this one that I did got over 3.7 million views. And again, some results here, really quick results. And yeah, so just showing you guys this to tell you that we know what we're doing inside of this space. And what I recently discovered was this new method to help creators and business owners actually go viral themselves online, right? So most of us, we put a lot of time into actual video creation. We get these good ideas, we script them out, we film them, and it only gets like 200 views, maybe 1,000, maybe a couple of thousand, but there's no real consistency to it, leaving us feeling discouraged, feeling like, video marketing, we know that it's important, but it's hard. We're not getting the results that we want, and it's not driving any engagement, which doesn't drive any leads, which ultimately doesn't drive any business to our brands. So what I discovered was this strategy that we had been using prior in some of the most successful campaigns, but I didn't actually realize what we were doing that was actually causing some of these massive results. So again, this is results from the viral video strategy. My own personal account, I started testing it on my personal socials. I think now we're almost at 7.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube, which I had 400 subscribers on YouTube. And I was actually able to get monetized recently, as well as Facebook. And never had any good results on Facebook. And when I started applying this strategy, I was able to reach millions of people. This is a screenshot of 800,000, but a little bit shortly after that, we crossed that million threshold. I also been testing it out on some of my other clients' profiles. Dr. Kiki, for example, she was at 8,000 followers, had very, very low engagement. And we started testing this out, and she was able to reach over 1.5 million people with her posts and gaining thousands of followers, which now she's crossed the 300, or she's crossed the 33,000 follower threshold. She's monetized and getting paid out for her videos, as well as new business. This is another one of our client screenshots where we were doing some regular TikTok style videos. We were seeing some inconsistencies because in the past, TikTok kind of switched up on us a little bit, and we were doing, 10,000 to 100,000 on average for each video. And then you'll notice here that the videos are getting 1,000, 2,000, 2,000. And then we have this breakout with 300,000 views on there. So again, you'll see some of my personal testing with this, tens of thousands. This video actually just crossed over the 1 million threshold. And this video has, I believe, a little bit over 400,000 views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some examples, and I want you to see if you can notice a trend that is happening inside of these videos from other creators online. So let's go ahead and play this bad boy. It'll work for us. If not, we'll just pop it up here.
These pilots destroyed 2 helicopters. Pay attention to the helicopter about to land because that's Carol, and she was supposed to be gone for another hour. Now watch Mark because he's about to take off, and I want to know who you think is at fault because as Carol made her approach, she said that she saw Mark's helicopter, but she wasn't sure if his rotor blades were turning or not. And check out how Mark is getting distracted by this other guy talking to him, and that guy's going to regret standing there in just a minute because as Carol moved towards Mark, she's not even paying attention to him anymore, and this is about to end in a disaster because Carol's focused on trying to land in her box. Find out who got blamed in the full video on my channel. These pilots destroyed 2 helicopters. Pay attention to the helicopter about to land because that's Carol, and she was supposed to be gone for another hour. Now watch Mark because he's about to take off, and I want to know who you think is at fault because as Carol made her approach, she said that she saw Mark's helicopter, but she wasn't sure if his rotor blades were turning or not. And check out how Mark is getting distracted by this other guy talking to him, and that guy's going to regret standing there in just a minute because as Carol moved towards Mark, she's not even paying attention to him anymore, and this is about to end in a disaster because Carol's focused on trying to land in her box. Find out who got blamed in the full video on my channel. These pilots destroyed.
So we'll play that twice, see if you guys are able to pick up on anything. Let's look at Hugo Lord. He is a modern age attorney. He is very, very popular on social media with over 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, and he has millions of followers on his other channels as well. And then we'll just play 1 or 2 quick videos.
Lawyer's reaction.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we're really being honest with each other, I think most of us would admit that it might give us just a little bit of satisfaction to see somebody maybe a little bit injured whenever they come onto your property with the intent to commit a crime. And if you go onto someone's property with the purpose of stealing a political sign, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a crime. You should never ever do it because you can get in a lot of trouble. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, what you can't do under the law is set a trap to cause a bully. Property owners are forbidden from setting traps on their property in order to harm trespassers or would-be thieves. Whether it's a porch pirate or someone that's trying to steal a political sign, courts have ruled that it's absolutely illegal, which means the homeowner could absolutely be found guilty for setting a booby trap to harm this trespasser.
Lawyer's reaction.
And then I'm going to show you guys another one of his video examples. I want you guys to pay very close attention to the first 10 to 15 seconds.
Lawyer's reaction.
The woman giving birth alone in a cell at the Denver County Jail. Diana Sanchez is seen screaming in pain for roughly 5 hours. Nurses from the Denver Health Medical Center come in. One hands her an absorbent pad, but no one takes Sanchez to the hospital. Shortly after the birth, a male nurse who Sanchez says had been watching from outside the cell picks up the newborn.
There's actually no legal obligation to automatically take prisoners to the hospital when they're not feeling well. Legally speaking, this boils down to the facility that you are being held.
And some of you guys might be starting to pick up on a common trend here. So now let's go. Hugo is very animated and he shows his personality a lot on there, but let's go to someone that's a little bit more dialed back. This is Jasmine. She is a CPA and tax attorney, and she is utilizing the viral video cheat code as well.
Bonus period, and I made $3,889.96. Now for my tax question, since I can't pay my wonderful chickens with money, I pay them with treats. Do these tasty treats count as a tax deduction for my viral chicken video business?
So I do think you have claim here to say, yeah, I have a business. This is not just a hobby. But the first thing that the IRS would look at, and the first question I would have for you if I were with you, is let me see the financials. So if you're spending $30,000 on treats, but making only $4,000, okay, maybe at best we have a hobby. And then the second thing that I'm looking at is what other purpose do you have for these chickens, right? We know we've got a form of a business purpose, but then we may also likely have some personal purposes, right? In which case we might need to apportion some of the treats as deductible and some of them as non-deductible. And for more accurate tax advice from a tax attorney, subscribe.
It was during the
Okay, and let me turn off the captions on here really quick. And then
so I own an electrical contracting business, and we do about $5.5 to $6 million a year. And we're on track to hit 10 million this year. And we had a good year this past year, and our accountant suggested that we go borrow money to cover our tax bill because we just spent most of it to pay debt.
You did not set your tax money aside?
So ideally what you would be doing is understanding your profitability throughout the year, right? You have an accountant who has your financials, you're speaking with them, and you make sure to actually understand how much you're going to owe, and you put that aside. And in fact, typically a lot of times you have to pay that into the IRS in those quarterly payments because you don't want to have interest and penalties and not doing that. But then at that point, it's a tough decision to make. Do you take out a loan, or do you basically take a loan with the IRS, which a lot of times has much higher interest because the interest and penalties are compounded daily? And for more accurate tax advice from a tax attorney, subscribe.
So I own.
Okay, so there's a pattern that is happening here. And what these people are doing is they are leveraging other viral videos online to react or to provide commentary. So I'm starting to see this trend happen a lot lately. And there was some really successful campaigns that we had run years prior that had generated tens of thousands of dollars for my clients and single weekends. And we were leveraging some of these techniques, but I didn't quite understand it. So there was a stitch feature on TikTok, which some people might be familiar with. So we had started stitching a lot of videos, and they were getting a lot of results from my clients' e-commerce business. And, you know, we started doing it for others, and we were getting, you know, not only tens of thousands of followers, but they were generating, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in revenue. So one last video that I want to play for you guys is from Alex Hormozi. He's the owner of acquisitions.com. They have $100 million business portfolio, and he is a beast at social media and marketing and everything in that such. And he mentions about the hook in a video that one of his friends had done. And I want you guys to pay close attention to this, because if he's talking about this, then you know that he is serious about it.
And so he knew that the ad was killer, and so he ran it. Spent 250 grand and nothing came back. And he was like, what's going on? Like, I know this ad's a killer. Like, what's happening? So he went back through his old history of ads, and he looked at the top performing ads he'd ever done. And as soon as he started watching me, he realized that he missed the hook, that the hook was wrong. And so he flew Larry King back out. He paid him again. They set up a whole new set again, just to re-record the first 30 seconds. And so they re-recorded the first 30 seconds with the hour-long interview, and then reran the infomercial and did 100 million in sales. And so when I heard that story, I was like, this is why that the first 5 seconds, the headline, the hook, is so important. And that's what I spend now a disproportionate amount of time on. And people are listening to this, and you guys are nodding along, but you're still not getting it because it's not real for you. And it took me forever to figure this out. When we make ads, and I'll get into my ad creation process later, I do 10 times the effort on the first 5 seconds.
Okay, boom. So if Alex Hormozi is talking about the hook, you know that he means business about it, because if you guys aren't familiar with him, please go check out his videos. He has grown very rapidly, and he is very, very successful in what he does. He's kind of laid out a foundation and a pathway for a lot of the social media videos that you might see today. A lot of people copy his strategy. But what I noticed was a lot of us were struggling in our hooks. And if you don't have years of creative experience, you know, it's a skill. So it's something that you got to work at. So that you might have a really, really good video. You put all this time and effort and energy into it. The meat of the video is great. There's value in there, but you lost the viewer at your hook. The first 3 to 5 seconds, even a little bit after 7 seconds, is when people are swiping away, because it's just not interesting and it doesn't have them engaged and wanting to watch more. So I discovered that there's a way that you can actually cheat code the hook. And what I was showing you in those other examples was these people are leveraging other viral videos online. What is a viral video? It's a video that has, you know, maybe 10,000 to 100,000, maybe even millions of views online. And you can position that video in the beginning of your video, and whether you're doing a green screen content or reaction like how Hugo and Jasmine were, that first 5 to 10 seconds, you've already captured that person's attention. So now they're going to want to stay and watch the remaining bit of your video. So I started testing out this theory, and it has worked tremendously for me. I've been able to sign some new clients with it. I have gotten millions of views online. My social media pages have grown tremendously with, thousands of followers in just a very short amount of time. I think I've been testing this out for a little bit less than 45 days. And as you guys seen, I've gotten millions of views and thousands of followers. So how do we find these videos that we can react to or we can provide our expertise on? They're already on social media, and most likely when you're on your phone and you're on social media, you have videos that apply to your industry and things that you can talk about right on your timeline. So whether that's Facebook, Instagram, X, or Twitter, whatever they call it, YouTube and TikTok, there is a gold mine of these videos that you guys could be providing reactions or commentary to. It doesn't always have to be a reaction. It could be something that you see that is crazy. For example, a plumber. I did a video for plumbers where there was just a really bad plumbing fail. And I was like, this is why you hire a licensed plumber. If you were in the plumbing industry, or if I was in the plumbing industry, I would be doing one of these videos every single day, getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and potentially even millions of views. Because now when potential clients and prospects come to your page and they see it blowing up, it just adds that social proof to you. And it's 2024, right? So it's a sad fact that social media numbers mean so much to people nowadays, but it really does. When you see a brand that is blowing up online, you just want to work with them because it's kind of like that bandwagon effect, right? So how do you actually download these videos? There's websites online that allows you to take the link. When you hit the share button on that video, it says copy link. You can take that link for the platform and use one of these websites. And don't worry, guys, about writing this down. I will give you access to this whiteboard at the end of this session. I'll post it back inside of alignable.com as well as the recorded webinar. So you can download these videos without watermarks, so then you can use them to react to or do your green screen content and stitch them up. So how do we film these videos, right? It's very, very simple. Before, you might break out the camera and get all this gear. I have been filming them directly on my phone. I have a white backdrop in my garage, which you'll see an example of when we start editing this video. And as long as you have a good light in front of you and, the space is quiet, you are good to go. You don't need, thousands of dollars of camera equipment to utilize this strategy. Now, once you start getting some results and you start generating some revenue from this, then it might be wise to upgrade your setup a little bit like how Jasmine has it. Maybe purchase a camera or outsource it to a content creator local to you guys. So some things that you might need but aren't quite necessary is like a tripod. I use a tripod for mine to keep it nice and steady, but it is not necessary as long as you have a pretty good steady arm. Again, a light. I have a simple $5, $10 lamp right here in front of me. You could use, some lights that you purchase from Amazon, pretty cheap. A ring light would be good. They're really cheap. But again, it's not necessary as long as the room that you're in has some really good lighting already. And then a solid background is best if you're going to be using the background remover tool, which you'll see in my example. But if you have a nice studio setup or office setup that you want to film inside of, you won't even need to do the background remover. You can do exactly what Jasmine's doing, where she is inside of her office and the angle is a little bit off to the side, and then she will eventually start looking back at the camera. But you'll see, she positions the video right there. Viewers are able to get hooked immediately from that viral video online, and then she is just reacting to it. She has hundreds of thousands of followers, and God only knows how many clients she's been able to pick up from her social media pages. So how do we actually edit these videos? You could edit them yourselves, or you could outsource them to a company like mine, Line 'em Up Media, where we have a team full of editors that can do it at a very fair rate. But in the beginning, if you want to edit them yourselves, you guys are more than welcome to do that so you can understand the flow of this. I use CapCut. They have apps for the phone or the computer. I prefer to use the computer. This is a free app if you guys aren't familiar with it, and it is very user friendly. That's why I like to do it, because we are a creative agency, so we have all of the apps, but this one is just so simple and easy. You can edit videos in about 15-20 minutes, and then they get lots of results, making you want to edit even more videos. And as you practice, you'll build that skill up, and you'll be able to crank out edits in about 10 minutes per video. So all we do is we trim the unnecessary parts from the viral video, as well as our commentary that we're providing. We will remove the background, but if you're filming in your office, you won't even need to do that. And then I like to add captions on there to make the video originally yours, so you don't get copyrighted for anything. Once you start altering the videos with yourself on there and adding captions, it becomes an original piece of content, so you don't have to worry about any copyright claims. And again, the first 3 to 5 seconds for this are extremely crucial, the hook. So making sure that inside of your first 3 to 5 seconds, you don't have like crazy CapCut effects going on and the screen's all shaking and glittering and all that. Keep it simple, keep it clean. You saw the examples earlier. They weren't doing any of that. Hugo, he does that with his personality and the animation, actually with himself in the video. That's pretty much his effect. One thing that we will talk about when we start editing is making sure that the captions are in the middle of the screen, a little bit slightly below your chin, and your videos are about 30 seconds or less. If they are a little bit longer than that,
This Angie person about this.
you
Tried to call her on the phone, but she went home, so I'm gonna go over there tomorrow night.
Excuse me, sorry for that. Videos that are 30 seconds or less perform the best. We have had videos that were 45 seconds and a little bit longer perform well, but we do tend to see that if a video is at about that 30-second range with this strategy, it is going to do really well. And I'll show you the screenshots of the examples where you can remove the background. Up here is where you add the auto captions, and this is where you have some caption templates, which we'll dive into, and it'll make a little bit more sense later on. Now, how do you make the thumbnails for these? I typically use a frame from the video. So whether you screenshot that or build it out inside of Canva or CapCut, this is an example of us building it out inside of CapCut, which is what I really, really like to do. And sorry, I was just checking the chats to make sure no questions were asked yet. And so you can actually select a frame from the video. And if you guys do your viral title in the beginning, which I'll show you properly, you can just use that frame right there, and that will be a great thumbnail for you guys to use. So now, after we film our video, we edit it, we got our thumbnail ready. How do we actually title the videos? So I have noticed that 5 to 7 word titles that are very easy to understand are performing the best. So I've done a lot of A, B, and C testing with posting these videos. I tried long titles, I tried medium titles, I tried short, and short is just killing it by far. So I have noticed that, one, you have to make them very easy to understand and attention grabbing. So the reason of this is Americans read at a 7th to 8th grade reading level, and actually over half of adults read below a 6th grade reading level, which is really, really sad, but it's just the truth, right? So if we have these very technical terms and wording inside of our titles, you're actually hurting the potential reach on that just by titling it wrong. So what I like to do, if you don't have a lot of experience or skill in actually titling your videos, you can use AI like ChatGPT is perfect. Give it a transcript or a summary of the video. Just type out, I have this video about a plumber, and inside the bathtub, the water faucet falls off. I need 5 viral title ideas in a 6th grade reading level. So the summary, and then tell ChatGPT to give you 5 viral title ideas in the 6th grade reading level. And what's that what it's going to do is it's going to give you, 5 different examples. And then from there, you can use your judgment. Like, I don't like number 1. Number 2 is good. Like, wow, number 3, that's good. That sounds spot on. And then, you can kind of weigh it out using your best judgment. After you do that for a little bit, and you will build up the skill of like, I know what I'm going to title this video to make it understandable and for people to actually find me through this. So after we do all of that, we're going to post these videos on the same platforms that we saw them on. So if you guys aren't using content schedulers like Later or Hootsuite, they're great apps to use. They are paid, but yeah, from the click of one button, you can post to all 5 platforms all at once, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, or Twitter. And if you guys need help setting that up as well, please feel free to reach out to me. I can actually help you set up your content calendar on a posting planner like that. And before we jump into the editing portion of this, we're going to edit for about 20 minutes. I'm going to show you an example of how I actually edited a video. I want to give those an opportunity to join our Discord group because we are actually sourcing these videos for you guys online. So you are not stuck trying to find all of these videos yourselves. We are segmenting them out per industry, and we are in the early stages of building out the Discord group. So give us a little bit more time. We have volunteers working in there until we can get paid virtual assistants to really, all day, every day, they're in the Discord group dropping viral videos for you guys to react to or provide your commentary on. So this is the QR code to join the Discord group. And also, I am taking on a couple of people for free where I will help you set up your viral cheat code strategy. So this is another QR code for you to scan, put your information down so I can reach out to you, and we will discuss working one-on-one. This will be completely free, so you can actually start to get tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, and potentially gain thousands of followers online. And I'm trying to build up some case studies, so it'd be really, really good if we could work one-on-one together. And you'll help me out and I will help you out. So that's a QR code right here. If you want to work one-on-one, we'll develop a strategy for you. I'll find some videos. I'll show you how to start your hooks on the videos, and we'll get you some success pretty quickly. So, and then if there's any other questions that you guys need, whether it's just like video editing or you just want to reach out about social media questions, put me in your playbook. This is my email right here. Feel free to copy that down, take a screenshot of it. I'll keep it up there for about 10 more seconds. You can reach out to me. This is my life. I eat, sleep, breathe social media. So I just love helping others in any possible way that I can. So if something ever comes up and you're like, hey, I need someone that's trusted to ask some questions about social media, feel free to reach out to me. So with that being said, and then also, guys, if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out in the chat section. Sorry, it's a little early this morning. And we will spend the last 5 minutes actually answering some of your guys' questions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I am going to pull up CapCut where I have an example video to show you guys. Awesome. So now we have CapCut. Let me just make sure that this is sharing the sound. Yes. So we are going to play back this video that I edited for some of the other webinar groups, and then we're going to delete all this, and then we're going to rebuild it again very, very quickly. And then the last portion of this webinar will hold for questions. So let's play this.
It really buys you in Texas.
Let me start all the way from the beginning.
This is what 475K really buys you in Texas. Now, when most people watch this, they're probably thinking, wow, I'm about to move to Texas right now. But beware of this common trick, because what realtors aren't showing you is the location of these properties. Now, this house is in McAllen, Texas, which is close to the US-Mexico border. Now, look what 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. If you're interested in more real estate content or have a house you want to buy or sell, follow my page for more.
Okay, and then I'll just break down this video a little bit before we start getting into the actual nitty gritty of the editing. So I'm leveraged. This would be for realtors inside of the real estate space, or it could even be for mortgage companies as well. But what there was is a video on Instagram and other platforms where it was saying what $475,000 buys you in Texas. Beautiful home. If you guys aren't in California or Maryland, that budget in Maryland or like California would not get you anywhere close to a house like this. So for first impression, you're like, wow, it's a beautiful house. I would love to move there. And it's under $500,000, slightly under half. And you'll see like a beautiful living room, and they have a beautiful kitchen. I mean, it is a gorgeous house. And what I did is I leveraged that as the hook. So we're taking a viral video. I even provided myself on the screen so people know that there's potential more commentary coming later on. And we let that video play for about 7 seconds. At the 7-ish second mark, we jump back on screen, breaking attention, where I provide a little bit of feedback. This is probably what most people are thinking. I would love to move in a house like this. And then I tell them to beware of this common trick, giving them a little bit of value in this and telling them the truth about these posts. Some of these places are not in locations that are desired, like Dallas, Austin, Houston, which most people, when you think of Texas, you think of those places, or like San Antonio, for example. So then I come on screen again, providing some more value, showing them what 475 would really buy them in Dallas, Houston, and then the Austin area, which you see is nowhere close to what the first part of this video showed. And then I tell them with a strong call to action, if you're interested in more real estate content, follow my page for more. So this would be a great video for realtors to be able to leverage inside, if this was inside of your state. But there's so many examples that I see online for the real estate industry where people could use the video as their hook, provide some value, and then have a call to action. So, and then once you start getting, tens of thousands of views, people are driving engagement, people are going to want to work with you. It's going to create some business for you guys. So let's go ahead and do the scary thing. Let's go ahead and delete all of this. Oh no. But don't worry guys, because it is very, very simple to create these videos. So the one thing that I just want to make sure I have all of these down.
This is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
Okay, yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the video that we're going to react to. So I want to drag that down into my timeline. I've already imported my footage, but if you guys needed to figure out how do you actually get your footage in here, there's a button right here that says import. That's going to add everything in there. So this is what we are starting with. Get rid of that cover real fast. So we have this video down here on our bottom track. And then now I need to add myself on top. So how do I actually do that? I can drag these videos of myself down on the top, and this works in layers. So we're going to drag these down. And now I have myself, but oh no, where did the video go underneath me? That's where the background remover effect is actually going to take place. So just a little bit before we do that, I want to show you guys a technique to trimming your footage. So there's a space for about a second or two where I had to press record, and then I actually started talking afterwards. There is a lot you can tell in this form right here, or like this audio wave form. There's nothing going on, but over here below you kind of see some spikes. It looks like waves. That's where the actual audio is happening. So just a quick way to trim is just look where there's blanks and there's no like wave. They look like waves down there. So again, we're just going to trim where it's blanks, because we know that that's where I stopped and where I recorded. So we're going to do that again. Get it to there. Keep on trimming. We're almost done.
Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
I'm just playing it back, making sure there was no mistakes. Boom, keep on trimming. And I believe that this is our last trim. So boom, we're done. We just trimmed out all the unnecessary parts in our commentary. So now I'm going to drag these all back into one single line. So then now we know that these are grouped and ready to go. So now that we have our footage trimmed, what is the next step? If you're going to be doing the background remover like how I am, you are going to come up here into this right tab where it says like video, audio, and inside of video, you will see the remove background. So it says remove BG, and what you need to do is just click on auto removal. And as you see, it starts to remove the background. So let's go ahead and do that to these clips. And it works very, very quickly. And for this, you'll notice, oh no, I ran out of video, but don't worry, we have some more elements under there that we will be putting and finishing that up. So this is applying the cutout probably to the last spot. And boom, auto cutout complete. So now we have trimmed the video and now we have actually removed the background so people can see me on the screen as the viral video plays. So we're going to do this in sections. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of these clips and kind of move them out of the way to keep things a little bit nice and neat. And let's go ahead and play the video and you'll notice something.
This is what 475K really buys you.
So the video underneath of me when I'm talking is playing audio. So what we need to do is we need to mute the video underneath me. And the easiest way to do that is to come over here into your left side by this toolbar, and you'll click on that cursor and it'll drop down. It'll have a drop down menu. And there's a button called split. And this is where we can actually chop the clips into different sections, which we will be doing later on more frequently. So it'll make a little bit more sense if you're not used to video editing. So now I can come back to my select tool. So making sure when I select here, it's not splitting it and cutting it up. It is actually selecting it. And there is a shortcut on your keyboard. It is A and B. So B brings out that razor tool, as you see. And if I click A on my keyboard, it brings out the select tool. This will save you a lot of time from going over there, selecting it and whatnot. So get familiar with hitting A and B. A is to select, B is to cut. So now that I have my section cut out underneath me, what I want to do is mute the audio underneath. So I'm going to come back up here into this top right tab where it says audio, and I'm going to drag this volume slider all the way down. So now when we listen,
this is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
So now you can actually hear what I'm saying without background audio in here. Now, there's one thing that I noticed is I cut off when I was in my trimming. I was trying to do it a little bit fast. I cut off just a little hair end that needs to be there, the S in Texas. So I'm going to slide that out so it will actually play the rest of that. And then I'll do the same underneath just to match that. So the background audio doesn't come on until I'm actually done saying the word. So now let's listen to
this. This is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
And I could actually just do it a little bit more. And again, we're going to drag it out. And this is a good example to show you guys because this is something that you might be running into.
You in Texas.
Okay, now I have let the video play for about 5 seconds. It has shown some of the different areas in the house. What I want to do is I want to freeze exactly on this frame. So how do I do that? If you come back over here to our toolbar, there is a lot of different selections. And if you hover over them, it'll show you what it is. This one right here is a freeze frame. And if I click on this button, you'll notice that it just added a freeze frame. And I can drag this out. If I move this, I can drag this out as far as I want. and provide as much commentary as I need on there. So now that I've frozen that frame exactly where I want it, I can put myself back on.
Now, when most people watch this, they're probably thinking, wow, I'm about to move to Texas right now.
Okay, perfect. And then now let's listen to our next part of the commentary.
Beware of this common trick because what realtors aren't showing you is the location of these properties.
Okay. I'm just letting it play out so you guys.
Now, this house is in McAllen, Texas, which is close to the US-Mexico border.
Okay, so now what we need to do is find some video content or something to provide underneath this video. So I could drag out my freeze frame, or I could find another frame in the video to freeze from. So I want to find another frame like this. This is a nice little frame. Boom. Go ahead and I will drag that back to where I want it frozen.
Right now. But beware of this common trick because what realtors aren't showing you is the location of these properties. Now this
house
is in McAllen, Texas.
I'm talking about the location. So I've already gathered the content for that, but I have a screenshot that I grabbed from Google showing the map. And what I'm going to do is actually put it up there close to my head so people can see that,
which is close to the US.
And then when I
This
say
house is in
McAllen, Texas, you'll see that I actually pointed to the wrong side. So what happens if I want to actually like mirror that or flip that? Again, if we come back to our toolbar, there's a button right here called mirror. So then boom, now I'm actually pointing up to the correct spot. And another way that you can actually enhance this just a little bit more is if you come in here to our stickers tab, up on the left-hand side, this is where you can find like arrows, emojis, little things that will help support your video. So I'm going to actually grab this arrow and I am going to position it to point to McAllen so people can see it on the actual property.
Now this house is in McAllen, Texas, which is close.
And then I'll make sure that I drag that out.
The US-Mexico border.
And then now what I can do is here's the next part of my video. Oops, sorry.
Now look what 475K gets you in Dallas.
And how I'm going to enhance this section is I'm still going to cut out those little parts where I'm not talking. As you see, there's no waves going on. So that's just going to help us reduce wasted space. So it'll just jump, jump, jump.
Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
So now we have that. So now what we need to do is provide the content for Dallas, Houston, and Austin. So I have my Dallas clip. I have
Houston.
My Houston clip. Just go ahead and drag that down. Keep that clean. And then we have our Austin clip. So now,
475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
So if you notice, there's a little bit of black bars on the side. What I can do is just scale this up. So if you click on, that Zillow picture, this is where you can play with, like the rotation, the position of where the video is and whatnot, and then also the scale. And then there's some other features down here that you can play around with. I advise you to, play around with CapCut a little bit, figure out some of the things that you like, and it will make you a better editor if you're editing these yourself. You could also get these videos edited for anywhere between $25 to $100, depending on how complex your edits would need to be. You could always use platforms like Fiverr, a little bit cheaper editors on there, or you could use an agency, a creative agency like mine.
Now look
where we could work out a package deal.
Now look what 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
Okay, so now one thing I want to do is I want to enhance this a little bit. I want there to be a little bit of background blur, so it doesn't just show Dallas right away. I wanted to show Dallas when I say Dallas. So what I'm going to do is grab that cut tool, that chopper, I hit B, and I'm going to chop down there, and I can tell that it made the split that I want. And now I'm going to come up here into our left side effects tab. And all you have to do is type, there's hundreds of effects that you can use in transitions on CapCut. That's why I really, really like CapCut. You can just type in blur, and now you'll see all these different blurs. So I'm just going to put a blur back here.
Now look what 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
Boom. So now it is hitting really good. So I'm not revealing it until I actually say Dallas. And one thing that I can do again is you'll see me pointing to that opposite side. It's okay, but if you wanted to mirror that again, you could do it just like that.
Houston.
And then I could go ahead and mirror it right there as well. So now let's listen to the last bit of our video and see what I'm saying.
If you're interested in more real estate content or have a house that you want to buy or sell, follow my page for more.
Okay, so now I can play the rest of this video underneath me. And as you heard, there was some background music on there. So make sure we click on that background video, come back up here into our audio tab, and then drag the slider down. And there's also another shortcut, guys. Once you start doing this and get a little bit more well-versed in it, this slider right here, as you see, it is dragging it up and down. So I don't even have to go into that audio tab. You can do that on any clip as well as mine. Like you can see that line, and then you'll see that little slider. So I can drag up my audio up and down. For this one, you know, we want it all the way down. So this video is pretty much ready to go. There's only 2 more things that we're going to do. We're just going to add a viral title on top of it, and then we are going to add some quick captions through the auto caption feature.
This is what 475K really buys you in Texas. Now, when most people watch this, they're probably thinking, wow, I'm about to move to Texas right now. But beware of this common trick, because what realtors aren't showing you is the location of these properties. Now, this house is in McAllen, Texas, which is close to the US-Mexico border. Now, look what 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. If you're interested in more real estate content or have a house that you want to buy or sell, follow my page for more.
And then you'll see I pointed to the wrong side again. So all I need to do is mirror that. And then I also noticed that I should probably mirror this one as well. Wait, hold on. No, I think we're good for this one. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So now what we can do is add a title up at the top. So what I'm going to do is come over here on the top left side where it says text. And inside of this,
What are you doing? I'm watching a.
Sorry, Ross. I'm going to mute yours real quick. So what I'm going to do is add a title here. And when I come into text templates, you'll see there is hundreds of different titles that we can use. So pick one that suits to you and your brand. And I'm going to go back with the original that we started with, if I can find it really quick. If not, we can do another one, but I know it's in here. And if you guys see me scrolling past it, just let me know. It was white and black text. So this is another thing that you guys can do to try to segment out. I know that it was a title. So if you click the drop down on text template, you'll see all of these different categories for them. I'm going to come back into the title category to try to help me find my original title that I used, which is right here. So it was a little bit easier than having all those other categories of text in there. So now
this is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
We can start what 475K really buys you in TX. I can drag that up, and then I can go ahead and cover that original. And as you'll see the original video popping up in the beginning. Let's say I wanted the text feature to pop up right, I didn't want to show their example, their title. What I can do is I can actually right click on this video and create a compound clip. When I do that, I can now adjust to exactly where I want this to start. versus if I didn't do that before, it would just keep starting at the beginning of that title animation every single time. So if you want to add like your own animations and kind of customize the title text, you always have to make sure that you create a compound clip. So now you can see
this is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
And you'll notice that it was hanging on just a little bit after. And what I'm going to do is add an animation. So up here in the top right, I'm just making this look really good for you guys. I want to show you guys a good example. I can make it fade out. And I noticed their text was there a little bit as well. So I'm just going to drag that out. So now
this is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
Perfect. Okay, done. So what we can do now is come back up here into our text tab, and you will see another feature down here called auto captions. So this is how a lot of people are actually doing that caption effect on their videos. They're using CapCut and they're leveraging the auto caption feature. And this is really, really useful because it's going to save you a lot of time. It's funny, you know, years ago, we didn't have AI and auto captions. We had to word by word write out the captions. I can't tell you how many projects I worked on that it literally took me hours to do the captions alone. And then one day, these companies finally came out with the auto caption features. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the caption right here in the beginning because my title is providing that for me. And I will see the captions in here. Just making sure that it looks good. And I actually noticed a mistake, which is going to be good for you guys. And see, what you guys can try to do to eliminate mistakes is you could clear the current captions and you could regenerate them again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to show you how to fix those mistakes really quickly.
Now, when most people watch this, they're probably thinking, wow, I'm about to move to Texas right now.
Okay, so that looks good. What I want to do is I want to add my own different template on here versus that boring white text that they had. So what I can do is come over, I can actually click on the caption, come over here where it says templates, and this is where you have all these really, really nice caption features. So now when we look at it.
Now, when most people watch this, they're probably thinking, wow, I'm about to move to Texas right now.
So good. And then what I want to do is drag these captions up. And this is going to actually apply that to all of the captions. If you want to only mess with one individual, you know, caption track, what you need to do is unclick this button right here where it says apply to all. Any change that you do with this apply to all button will change all of your captions across the way. So
this common trick, because what really
good to know
realtors aren't showing you is the location of these properties. Now this house is,
and then I meant to say properties, but for time constraints, I'm not going to actually go and fix that on there, but all I would need to do is just drag this out a little bit and then readjust, which, you know, I can actually do it for you guys. Just drag this out because I said properties and it was picking up on me just saying property. And I can come back over here, select everything that I had. And then now it'll be
properties. Now this house is in McAllen, Texas, which is close to the US-Mexico border. Now look what 475K.
And then you'll notice when I said 475, the auto captions is picking me up saying 4 and then 75, but it was easier to say that than 475,000, which is, you know, that takes 2 or 3 seconds to say versus just 475. So
look what 470.
What I can do is it's still applying on there, so I can add a line break. So when I'm adjusting my captions, I can actually just break that line right there.
Now look what 475K.
And it is still doing it to me. So what I'm going to do
now look what 4
is I'm going to hit I'm going to backspace. So what I need to do is undo, which is Command Z on my computer. If you're on a Microsoft computer, it is most likely going to be Control Z. So, or if up at the top, you'll see there is, I don't know if you can see it on my screen, but there's like a file, edit, help, and account. Just go to the undo section. So we'll undo what we did.
Now look what
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually manual this part. So I'm going to bring out our razor tool and I'm going to cut that caption. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to write out 475K.
Look what 475K gets you in Dallas.
And it is picking up Doubts versus Dallas. Excuse me, guys. Sneeze.
What 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
So now it's not picking up Houston. So what I can do is I could either duplicate this by holding down the Option key. So I can just hold Option and now you see it just duplicated that. And then all I need to do is just trim that to exactly what I need. And then I can go ahead and erase what I need to see. So now let's look at
Now
it.
look what 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin.
And I said and Austin, but it says and I'll just fix that really quickly.
If you're interested in more real estate content or have a house you want to buy or sell, follow my page for more. This is what 475K really buys you in Texas.
Watch this from the top and full screen. And we just made our first viral video, guys. Like, this only took about 20-ish minutes to edit. It only took me about 2 or 3 minutes to actually record. It was a really quick snippet. And this video would get you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views. This podcast really buys. When most people watch this, they're probably thinking, wow, I'm about to move to Texas right now. But beware of this common trick, because what realtors aren't showing you is the location of these properties. Now, this house is in McAllen, Texas, which is close to the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, look what 475K gets you in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. If you're interested in more real estate content or have a house you want to buy or sell, follow my page for more. Boom. So that is the viral video cheat code strategy. It is very, very simple. I hope that you guys were able to actually learn some really good pointers in this. I'm going to share the screen with the Discord chat as well as my coaching link. So you guys can actually take a picture of that. It's a QR code, and we're going to answer some questions. So we have Discord invite expired. Oh no. So this is what I will actually do. I'm going to post it down here in our chat. Don't worry, guys. I got you. Not sure why it did that, but I am going to post it to everyone. Sorry. Okay, here it is, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure why that actually happened, but we got it all back. Okay, so now let's answer some questions. What is the name of the video program you're using? Yes, it is CapCut. It is very, very easy to use, and it is free. Hey, Nicole, what does that mean? You were sourcing the videos. So we actually find the videos. If you look inside of Discord, for example, like our home services, we find viral videos online already for you to react to or provide your commentary on. Thank you. I got to head out. This is insightful and put together very well. Thank you. Thank you, SWK, Kaylee. Thank you, Mari, for figuring out that Discord was. What is the name of the program? Yep, it's CapCut. I love CapCut, but I have only used on my phone. There's so much more here. Yes, that's exactly why I love the PC version. It's really easy to navigate. After you do a video or two, you really start to get comfortable with the editing. And again, if you needed to outsource editing, I have a team full of editors at very, very fair rates where we can do, 10 or 20 of these videos for you on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, whatever you want. We're doing hundreds of videos a month. Is this meeting recorded? Yes, I will record. This meeting was recorded and I will upload it to Alignable. Inside of the webinar, which you guys should be able to get an email, or go to the TikTok Marketing 101. I'll show you. This is a group that I created a couple of years ago. TikTok Marketing 101. We have over 18,000 members in here. Yes, when I first started this, I did not expect there to be so many people inside of this group, but I appreciate each and every single one of you for joining us. If you are joined in there, thank you, Janice. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you, Suzette. I really appreciate it. Is Discord the only or fastest way to find source video? No, not at all. On social media, there's probably on your own timeline. Like if you go to Instagram, that's usually the best one. You can scroll the reels. So Instagram knows videos that you like, and if you're watching videos that pertain to you, then they're actually going to be right there on your own newsfeed. So that's why it's taking us a little bit longer to source some of these videos, because our algorithms are tailored towards us exactly. So I'm trying to hire out some more help across different industries. We have to like create different accounts, follow like real estate pages and whatnot, just to only see the real estate videos. So no, Discord is not the only, but it is one of the fastest ways, especially as we get it built out, for you to just know like, hey, here's viral videos I can react to that's going to get a lot of engagement and cause a lot of people to comment and follow you. Yes, this is great. Thank you so much. I'm a construction manager. How can I find videos I can locate on my timeline? If I know if you watch something too long, that's what the algorithm sends you. Yeah, so for construction, if you actually come into our Discord page, we have a lot of different examples where, I'll pull this one up. Like this is a little video that we have for, like contractors. There's definitely some construction examples that you can use in here. For example, it depends on what type of construction you guys are doing, on like what scale of projects. If you're, if you guys are doing development projects, then, you're probably going to want to find construction inspector. Good. So this would be a little bit similar to your niche. Let me show you this inspection. Nope, hold on. There's an inspection video. I think it's Cherry Home. Nope. This one, sorry. So this would be like kind of like home inspector.
Should be going down to the furnace switch to provide power for the furnace, but instead there is a plug end installed and it's back feeding into that outlet that then goes down to the furnace switch. You can see it's live, and when we pull this yellow plug out, no more power to that switch.
Yeah,
isn't that grand? That's live perpetually. Very dangerous.
Very, very,
Put
very
the power back.
Imagine that video has like 9,000 likes. I'm sure that it has hundreds of thousands of views. So what you could do is just actually take that video using the download tools that we have here. And you could download those, use the one for Instagram, and then you could provide some commentary on there, telling people, how crazy this is, how dangerous that really is. That could lead to home fires, someone getting shocked, killed, death. So that is a really, really wild case. That video right there would spark so much engagement from people, because there's actually a little bit of emotion that could tie into that. So that'd be a great example of a video. Yeah, absolutely. So, and if you want to work one-on-one, Nicole, and I can kind of help you get started in this strategy, go ahead and what I can do is I'll drop this link really quick, and you can fill out this Google form, and we can work one-on-one, and we'll develop out a strategy for you and get you started, get you some viral videos, build up your brand, get you some leads coming in, and we could definitely help you go viral. So it is 11:05, guys. Is there any more questions? I do have to go to a client meeting after this. So, but I want to make sure that you guys get all of your questions answered on here while I'm here live. Is there anything else? Thank you, Nicole. I really appreciate that. And if you guys could, if you could leave me a review on Alignable, it definitely helps us out. or you could go to Google and look up Lineup Media and leave us a review on our Google business page, which really helps us a lot. My website is right here. It's a little bit under construction right now, but we do take on clients for, viral content creation, website, email marketing, and really anything social media that you need help with and building out like your marketing strategies on social media platforms. We can definitely help you guys out. So please feel free to reach out to me. My email is this right here. And I look forward to working with some of you guys and helping you guys go viral. So look for this meeting on Alignable. I will be posting the recording link back to the actual sign up page. Take care, everybody. Thank you for joining.